Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular View.
Thank you all for clicking on our faces.
New flag with all that.
Okay, so I wrote down some notes.
Let's do that. I don't want to sit too hard. That's twice. That'll probably go over about as well as Colonel Bobby.
Because there was no Jay White site.
Just straight up gangbanging.
This story has been fit. You gotta pay attention.
So, Unpopular Review does not. What is she the CEO of, Chris? Jesus God. I bet you wonder why I was smiling. I bet you had no idea why I was smiling. I bet you had no idea what was going on. That's good. That's how I felt about this movie. But let's go ahead and bring on my co-host to talk about this movie. Let's start with Next Doctor.
Yes, smiles all around. Just like my favorite character, villain rather, the Joker. Joker Toxin, this one is dedicated to you. You know who you are.
It's dedicated to you too, Lady Gaga. Let's bring in MYOB.
Gentlemen, tonight we're doing Smile, as I call it, impossible. Nobody in this movie minds their business, hence my name. There are rules to surviving horror movies. They're quite simple, yet very effective. Will anyone survive this movie? Let's find out tonight.
I can tell you who did survive this movie. That was me. I had a hard time surviving this movie. And yeah, I watched this at work. I feel like Vic.
Well, you said you watched the movie, right?
Did you
Hey, Vic.
Let's talk about some good scenes and bad scenes in this movie. Next Doctor.
So, I am not really a horror aficionado. I used to watch a lot of horror, and I used to have a lot of nightmares when I was a kid. And I kind of realized, okay, those two equate. So I was like, you know what? I'll just lay low on the horror. And I actually watched this morning, right before we did the show, because I lost track of time yesterday. I was like, okay, let me watch it in the morning. It's a good thing too, because this one was actually pretty horrifying. And that and the executive consultants thing, more in the this was this was pretty mental. I think I like the first revelation of the horror with the patient. And when it came to the doctor, the girl that had seen the suicide, a guy bashing his brains in with a hammer, that whole thing, and the revelation of her smile, and then just the dragon of the ceramic. That was pretty horrifying. And again, I'm glad I didn't watch this at night right before bed, because that definitely would have gave me some nightmares. During the day, though, I could see. It was still horrifying. I was like, man, this is some sick stuff right here. Then the revelation of the reveal of the picture of the guy that actually bashed his brains in. Like, I don't think I ever wanted to see someone who bashed their brains in with a hammer, and now I know why. But it definitely worked for the movie. I'll give it that. It gives you that sense of dread, gives you that sense of foreboding. Like, okay, something's really going on. There were points where I was like, is she actually crazy? Like, did the first patient even happen? But we do know the first patient did happen, and then we do see the sequence of events. And I was like, man, yeah, this is definitely a horrifying movie.
Ray Charles, back to you.
No, I was going to say, MYOB, please take the floor.
Oh, okay. I was confused by your telepathic signal. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, number one, Rashad, salute to you for sticking through this because I know this is not your genre, but salute to you. You've done it thus far. I hope you continue to do so. We have more treasures for you. There's room for one more. Now, to
There are
answer
such sites to show you.
there you go. It's such sites. Please, no tears. Now, listen, to answer Chris's question, best and worst, what did I love about this movie? Can I just say this? Nobody in this movie minded their business. And I was so surprised because it was starring nothing but women. But anyway, years ago, Chris was just creating his Brotherhood of Mutants. And I remember I went on a trip to visit with him to Orlando. And we're arguing about which one of us is the most Vulcan. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this may surprise you, but we're nerds. We're geeks. And he was arguing that he was more of a Vulcan than me. And then we decided, no, there's enough volcanism for both of us. This movie is about people minding their business, knowing when to listen, and then random people coming up to them and smiling. Gee, I wonder when something's not right. Okay, they've given you every single signal, time and again. It opens up. A woman's been working 196 hours. One paycheck. Paycheck's going to be lovely. Tax man is rubbing his hands together, but her paycheck is still going to be lovely. She's been working these 400 hours in 1 week. Her boss says to her, hey, I know you're going through a lot mentally. You're physically exhausted. You need to go. No, I don't need to go. I got 8 more hours in me. No, it's time for you to go or you're basically fired. Like, let's go. Go home. All right. She's walking past the desk. Did I get my keys? Did I get your keys? How can I stall? Oh, one more patient randomly shows up. Let me come back to her because this one is not an easy case. So I can at least do it in 72 hours. I have a clip. Can I just show it? This has to be the greatest example of listening ever, okay? Thank you, Chris, for putting this up here for me. Okay, this is just brilliant. Here we go.
I know you're nervous. That's okay. I just want to have a chat. I promise this is a safe place.
Not for me.
We establish I'm scared. Don't come any closer. This is not a safe place. One has a degree. The other one doesn't, as far as we know. One is a professional. One does this. The other one does not. One more.
It tells me things. It told me that today's the day that I'm gonna.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I know that what you're experiencing feels incredibly real. Sometimes when we get emotionally overwhelmed or experience an intense trauma, our minds...
You're not listening to me! Oh my god! I'm gonna fucking die and no one will listen to me!
Okay, Laura, it's okay.
Oh.
And there's the second one. Now, what do we learn? Here are the rules of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Something told me I'm going to die today, which explains my behavior, which is why I'm freaking out. And the only person who would be qualified to help me in this whole building of people who are supposed to help me is not listening to me. I have no hope. Now, for those of you who have ever ran into a random crazy person on the street, you know if they tell you they see Big Bird, just nod your head. It doesn't matter that you don't see Big Bird. You just nod your head. Because the minute you say you don't see it, they're going to want to have a longer conversation with you. And they might get violent. Especially if they said, Big Bird is out to get me. So again, the award for the person who doesn't listen the most is Dr. Rose Cotter, okay? My favorite person. That has to be my favorite clip. It wasn't when the girl got dragged across the room after she felt, you know, when you're washing dishes or something like that and you just feel a presence. So all of a sudden you start talking out loud because you're trying to man up. Did it ever happen to you? Has it ever happened when you're walking down a street that you know you don't belong walking down and you hear something? It's probably just a little raccoon or squirrel in the bushes late at night. But for you, it could be anything. And unless you know you have the power to throw down immediately and immaculately, you just walk a little bit faster. But not Dr. Cotter. She felt that fart pass by her. Felt it. Grabbed that woman by the throat, with fingerprints in her throat, and she's watching this whole thing go down. Doesn't try and leave the room. B, it's time to go. That had to be the best scene in this movie. But there are more, Chris. There are more. I don't want to hog up all the time. Back to you.
I do want to jump on that though, because I didn't talk about one of the worst scenes. You know, that same sentiment where, I mean, I get it, you're in shock, but especially because it was the ending scene, we're dealing with what I believe was a detective.
You believe it?
Someone that's trained to do things under pressure.
Thank you.
And you see your former girlfriend holding a can of some kind of fuel over top of her. She turns around with matchsticks. The box closed.
Rashad, what's going to happen?
There, like, oh, okay, this is happening, and you just let it play out.
No bullet, nothing.
That's what I was like, sure, you can wound
at the very least. Wound
at the very least. That's what they say that they teach you in the academy. Shoot the wound, right? And you just stood there, let her strike the match, let her bring it up to her, and then set herself on fire. Out of the whole movie, that was the part it took into the very end to take me out of the movie. Because I was like, I know you effing lying. You just standing there through this whole thing.
But to be fair, though, to that cop, Rashad, police officers are known to be blind to certain things. You know,
she wasn't
like abuse. No, the Joe the cop, like police are blind to abuse, them breaking the laws and bending it for their own benefit. So for him to not see her about to set herself on fire, he was just doing his police training. That's what police do all the time. So to be fair to him, let's cut him some slack. I mean, you know.
I guess I have to give you that one. All right, exactly.
What are you thinking? Helen Keller.
I think he's checked out. Oh. He got the smile.
Next week we'll be reviewing Weekend at Bernie's, starring Chris. what are you doing? Is he paused or something like that? I think he's still there. Oh, he's just smiling. Chris, did you watch this movie? Did you and Vic get together and watch this movie? With Stalin.
It tells me things. It told me that today's the day that I'm gonna.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
If I ruled the world.
And mind you, here's the thing. Here's the other thing. You know, but you know what I mean? Nobody's bomb. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? It's not, you know what I mean? So clear. You know what I mean? The other, you know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Come on. You know. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yes. Thumbs up, man. Thumbs up. I talk too much. Sorry.
If I ruled the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, a long, long time ago in this galaxy right here, Chris says, "Hey, I got you. Let's go see a movie. We go see The Legend of Chun-Li." Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have any charges on me, but I almost caught a charge that night because I looked at him and I thought to myself, why would this Negro bring me to see this movie? Jump ahead a couple of years, it scarred me so bad I refused to go to movies with them. I can't remember any movie I saw with them after that until one movie comes out. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna be in the area. Let's go to a movie." I'm picking him up from God knows where. He's talking about me driving wrong, and I'm like, "You so ungrateful." Anyway, we're watching a movie. It's called No Time to Die. And I just look over at him again, and I had deja vu. I said, well, damn it, if he didn't do it a second time, after I spent all this gas money to go get him, and to bring him to see this bum-ass movie. And he has the audacity to talk about this movie, that he'd have to go nowhere, that he liked it so much he watched it twice. Don't let him lie.
This movie got me. I thought it was creepy as hell, just for that very reason that I just did. Smile, smile, smile. The movie had too many smiles that were creepy. Every time I see a smile, I exit the room. If I get back in that room, I exit the room again. I just don't understand. But to go back to your point, when they're about to kill themselves, they already have the witness in their spell, so to speak, to the point where they can't look away.
Yes, they can.
No, they can't.
Yes, they can. What line of dialogue established that they can't look away?
In order for Miss Moon to make any kind of sense to me in this movie, I have to go with that theory.
Okay.
When I see Smile 2, they'll expound on it a little bit more.
Is that starring women too?
Does that star who?
I said, is that starring women too?
You said something about AGENDA. I don't know what you said.
No, that's for me. Like for you, it's the spell that they can't look away. For me, women have to start in this movie because they're the only ones who don't listen. Because there's no way in hell somebody tells me, "Hey, I'm seeing something. It's telling me to kill people. It's telling me that I'm going to kill myself, and I've seen it do horrific things."
I can't sit here and say that no one was minding their business because her sister surely was.
Yeah, who survived? There you go.
So
was her sister the star of the movie?
The demon only killed people.
No. Was the sister the star of the movie? She was not, ladies and gentlemen. So my theory stands.
Just a second. The star of the movie there's no way for the star of the movie to get away. The star of the movie had to die.
That's not true at all. I've starred in many films, and I've always gotten away.
Just a second. I can name about 4 films you died in. X-Men 3, Logan.
No, that's because of your treachery. That's because of your treachery.
Logan. Just a second. Logan.
Just again, treachery.
Doctor Strange. Multiverse.
Who was I in Doctor Strange?
You were in Doctor Strange Multiverse.
Who was I in that? Oh, again, treachery. I'm trying to help somebody who doesn't listen. The dumbest doctor. Another dumb doctor.
Just a second. What's your name?
Another dumb doctor.
Just a second. What's your name?
What's your real name?
I give this movie a thumbs up, though. I think of the modern day horror.
And you didn't say your best scene. What are we doing? You skipping?
I did. Every time somebody smiled, creepily.
Jesus Christ! I hope you have fun editing. Listen, can I do more on other people who don't listen? Do you have that picture of that lapdog available, Chris? Do you still have that one? Where's it at? I've been looking for it.
The pink dog?
Yeah.
Talking about this?
Yeah, I got a new one for 2025. You ready for it? Here it is.
Nope.
Here it is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see if you can notice a pattern. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to survive these horror pictures. Look at this picture, right? Look at this picture. And then look at this picture. Can you tell me what's the same about all those pictures? Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember we don't see color. So what's the same about all these pictures, okay? One more time. You ready? One more time. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Last week. There we go. Does anybody know, class?
None of them are smiling.
No, that's not it, Chris. But close. That's true. That's true. You know how you were right in class and then they still say you're wrong? That's true, but that's not the answer we're looking for.
They all
Ladies
up
and
in somebody else's business.
close again. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing that's similar about all of them is these are examples of people who look like they're listening, but they're not hearing a mother effing thing. Not this cop. He's not even faking it. He said, B, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not listening. Not the star of the show. I hear that you're afraid and you think you're going to die. But talk to me a little bit more, baby. Not Dr. Rose. And not Lady Gaga here.
No.
No lady. Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. Here we go. Not Lady Gaga here. There we go. Because when that scene came up, and you know it's ratcheting up. If you watch enough of these horror movies, you know the runtime's almost up. So here we go. The thing has more power. Clearly, she's sitting there. She's telling her that doctor has never been more quiet throughout this whole movie. Okay, Gillian Anderson from X-Files is sitting there watching her. Okay, and she's listening. She says, "It's in my brain. It almost has complete power over me. I can see the demon getting an erection all of a sudden, right?" And then, sure enough, it has this Lady Gaga smile on his face before Joker 2. By the way, that's the look of Todd Phillips, the director of Joker 2, when you went to see the movie. That's the look right there. I got you, MF. But anyway, and I can tell this woman's not listening. I am a keen observer of people, especially people who are not listening to me, because one, I don't like to waste my time. And when they had this look on their face, I said, this bee is not listening. She's faking it. Run! And what did she do? She stood up. She was about 8 foot tall. I thought she was playing for one of the female basketball teams. And then she just pushed her down a flight of steps and then said to her, I'm going to take it later. Now, that was in the director's cut, but that's what she meant. She said, I'm going to take it later. And she meant it. She meant it. What did she do? She runs to a homeboy. She said, look, I'll give you anything, even some more cookie. If you just shoot this bee for me, you got to help me out. Listen, I got to go to this cabin. I got to do some crazy. You got to see some crazy stuff. I've shown you the videos. There's no way I could know that. I need you to help me out. Bring your gun. We do this whole routine. We go to the crazy cabin. Can't go at daytime. We know it's 6 hours away, so let's leave at 5 p.m. tonight. And we finally get there in the middle of the night when we can't see anything. Bring this old-ass flashlight, and we're going to defeat this demon together because we got training. We defeat the demon. I go back to your house weeks later. You're wearing the same outfit. No clue. Oh, my God. I'm so glad I feel relieved. Hey, how come you haven't been saying anything? You've never listened to me before. And all the dating, you've never acted like this. Why are you acting like this suddenly? Oh, you're the demon. I'm still in this rickety house with the spiders and the tetanus. Game over. Into Jigsaw. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to survive horror movies, you need to listen to what I say and do it. But if you don't listen to what I say, don't call me. If you do see some weird shit, don't tell me. Because I have a plan to survive that I've told only a select few. Here it is. If you told me that you see a ghost right there in front of you, I could see it, but you'd never know. I'll never show any reaction. That ghost will not follow me for the rest of my life. I was asleep. Chris gave this movie a thumbs up after he came out of his Helen Keller trance. What do I give this movie? No, you went like that. I had to wake you up like this. You ever see that movie where they talk in their hands? Nobody's offended because they can't see what I'm doing. But look, I give this movie a thumbs up. Rashad.
What do I give this movie? So there was a lot of horror in this movie. There's a lot of mental instability. And then you get to the, as you say, you saw the runtime. I saw the runtime. I was like, okay, we're getting to the climax. And I'm like, I know, because it's a movie. I know that the cop boyfriend is going to find him because he's got to. You know, the whole time I was thinking, okay, if this was me, I just go someplace no one knows, and either, you know, it's going to kill me there, or I'm going to be like, hey, you want to witnesses? No witnesses here. Ha ha ha. You know, I guess it's just you and me now until the end, you know. Because obviously you only kill people in front of someone else. So you're probably not going to kill me. I guess we just going to play some board games. Hope you like chess. Because I don't know how to play. So we both going to be frustrated. You know, but then it messed with her mind thinking that, oh, she won. And then she drives off. Oh, yeah, I conquered this thing. Like you said, goes to the boyfriend's house. Hey, you're actually paying attention to me. Oh, wait, I didn't actually win. So then I'm thinking to myself, man, maybe I wouldn't be able to beat this thing. And someone's going to find me. But I would hope that they would just, you know, shoot and not just stand there and let me kill myself. So the ending was kind of bad for me. But the rest of the movie, it gives it a thumbs up, even if that payoff wasn't exactly what I wanted.
How did you like when the thing stretched her mouth open like that?
I thought that was interesting the way to show, okay, that's how it gets in. Like, this is the point where it actually happens. Because you know, okay, I guess this is when, you know, okay, it's over for her. You know, she's done.
He literally put his foot in her mouth.
So I was like, okay, this is how it happens. You know,
what is worse? You remember in Hellraiser when the Cenobite put its fingers in the girl's mouth, or you're in a rinky-dink cabin and this thing just stretches your jaw open? Which one is worse? Chris, which one are you picking? Are you picking the Cenobite, the nasty Cenobite fingers in your mouth, and as he's telling you, don't cry, or are you picking this rinky-dink cabin with them stretching your jaw?
You know how I feel about your question?
Here's
how I feel about your question.
And ladies and gentlemen, the black guy survived. That's all I'm saying. He did listen. He said, hey, I was listening.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I brought in an expert.
Oh, did you remember when they watched the video, the police surveillance, and the girl was at the Wawa, and the guy and then like the person at the tank will have the demon in them. So they were doing everything in the background to get the guy's attention, but he was on his cell phone just texting and he wouldn't look up. He was using my method, okay, because he knew. Oh,
well, no, that was an old lady, but yes,
they
like she was oblivious,
and he was like, "I'm not gonna look up. I'm not gonna." And then they got him because they started waving that tank around. You see that nozzle, Chris. I owe you an apology. Now that I think about it, years ago, I was driving in Chris's car, and a homeless man came up to his window. Chris must have known about Smile, because before the guy could even talk, he rolled up his window on the homeless man. Chris was taking no risk. Chris, you might survive.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us here. Pay attention for us for next week for our new movie when all these things finally get released. For the next Doctor for MYOB, I am the executive consultant, and we will see you right here next time on A Popular Review. Good night, everybody.
Remember the smile.